Well, welcome back to the Hang Gliding Files. We're glad to have you back. We're filming again. What we're going to demonstrate in today's video is that we are the first pilots to actually fly a simulated hang glider in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Or at least we think we are. Let us know if we're wrong. Watch the videos to see what we've actually accomplished along that line so far. So first off, why are we even doing it? Well, we just want to fly hang gliders in as real a way as possible in a flight simulator, and that's it. That's our entire mission. We don't want to teach. We don't want to learn how to hang glide. We already know how. We don't want to evaluate any technology in our products. We don't want to sell you anything. And we certainly don't want to play a game. What we do want to do is film our flying adventures, and that is what this channel is all about, the Hang Gliding Files. If you look at our history of videos, I think this should be pretty clear. But once we found Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, we knew we wanted to have that level of realism in our flying adventures. But the problem is, it just doesn't support hang gliding. That means we would have to build it all ourselves. And that's why it has been a while since we actually had any hang gliding adventures to film. We've been poking around in Microsoft Flight Simulator and learning the technology behind it and what it possibly could do or not do. And we've looked at it, and we're also using other simulators to film our adventures in, specifically the free flight experience. Well, remember, the video you're watching here is not part of any flight adventure. This is just us testing and flying our earliest prototypes. For us to film an adventure, we need to meet a few criteria. A flying adventure involves at least 2 people. It must have some sort of goal or experience that we are trying to replicate. And it must be as real as possible, as that is the only thing worth watching. It must be as new to us as it is to our viewers. Otherwise, why do it, let alone film it? So doing this it's not like driving a driving simulator where this is your 1000th time around the Nürburgring, eking out that last 10th of a second with whatever car you're given or the one you choose. In driving simulators, there are only so many tracks and a fixed type of car, and each one is limited to its specific dimensions, location, and definition. And the rest of it is just an OCD obsession with the details of trying to do that one thing better. Hang gliding soaring adventures are different. They can be done anywhere on planet Earth, at any time of our choosing, with any possible weather conditions, over an unseen course with unseen obstacles and an infinite variety of changing variables. No 2 hang gliding flights will ever be the same unless you make it that way. So what we've been doing is we've been busy building out all the systems necessary to accomplish this, since we couldn't find a way to do it any other way. First, we built a database application that allows you to create places to fly. And then we made it so that anyone could build their own site and share it with anyone else. And then we made it so that you could actually put your new site into the simulator and put in any level of graphic detail that you want to put in it. That could be windsocks, cars, points of interest, people, anything that you can find that you would think might be interesting on your site. And we make the project for you so that it is as simple as we could possibly make it. Then we built a way that you could transport yourself within the sim to any site in your database. This sim flies basically from airports and thinks everything's an airplane. But hang gliders fly from hillsides, so something had to be done to accommodate that. It is this unlimited number of places to fly that is the secret sauce in making simulated hang gliding fun, and for us to fly anywhere that we want in our adventures at our own will. Next, we need aircraft. There are no hang glider models in Microsoft Flight Simulator. In our most recent videos, you see us flying bush planes or sailplanes or the velocopter. Nothing wrong with that. But we are the hang gliding files after all, so we need to get back to that mission. And to do that, we need a flying hang glider. So we built one. The image that you have been seeing are us test flying our first model in various conditions. This is not a finished model or a polished model by any means, but it does fly. We are working through the details of the flight modeling and controls. We had to build virtually everything about the aircraft, but we got there. We had to work out cameras and other interactions with the simulator, like putting on a GoPro. That's pretty cool. And we had to build hang glider instruments. They're not like airplane instruments per se. They come in different form factors. They use audio clues, and they can be located on any down tube or base tube, and they can be of various types. And we wanted this to be customizable, so we built out a system that allows that to happen. We had to build out custom harnesses. Harnesses come in many flavors and in many, many color combinations, and we wanted that to be customizable for each pilot, so we built out a system to allow that to happen. We had to work out liveries, which is the color scheme of the glider. It doesn't sound important, but it is. Unlike 90% of all other type of aviation and pilots, every hang glider pilot actually owns their aircraft. It's their aircraft, usually designed in color patterns that are specific for each pilot. And then there is different makes and models. Pilots tend to like certain brands, like a Ford versus Chevy type of thing. So we need a plan for an infrastructure that allows for custom gliders and custom models. That is sort of easy at the individual level, but you really want your friends to see your custom glider too when you're flying in your group. And we have a plan for that too. And lastly, we want to fly in VR. We don't want that to be mandatory, but we are building in VR hand controller options right now into the alpha model, and we hope to show that to you soon. Okay, now we come to the crux of the thing, and that's how you launch a hang glider. You can start, and we did this, by just starting by dropping the glider into the middle of the sim anywhere, and it'll automatically drop you about 1,500 feet above the surface wherever you choose. And this works. It gets you in the air where you want to be, but it's not real. It's a workaround within the sim. Real hang gliders launch in 3 different ways. 1, they can aero tow behind a powered aircraft from a runway or a field like you see here. You can be winch towed from any flat area, and we've done that as well. Or you can foot launch from any steep hillside. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 actually supplies the first 2 options for us. You can see examples of us doing that just here. We have modified at least 1 existing airplane to become a tow plane, and we plan on converting some more, or anyone else could too. It's not hard to make any aircraft a tow aircraft. They just have to be compatible with the speed range of the hang gliders. We also want to add launch cards to make it much more realistic, and we'll do that at some point, but it's not necessary at the moment just to get the gliders off the ground. The last method we haven't done yet, and that's foot launching. And it will be coming soon, and it's mandatory for us to have that before we finish the alpha project. We also need to add in some specific flight animations that are tied to the pilot movement, wing movement, launching and landing, and ground handling. And all of that needs to be there to make this much more realistic at some point. So let's show you our very first Microsoft Flight Simulator hang gliding adventure video using the pre-alpha Pathfinder glider. We're here at Innsbruck, Austria, and we're going to fly about 40 miles or so down this ridge, and pretty strong winds, and this is going to be an all ridge soaring type of day, no real thermals. But it does give us a clue as to how we're going to be able to do adventure videos in Microsoft Flight Simulator. And what that the video may look like as we go through this. So stick with us, and we'll talk a little bit at the end.
North, no, it's just north of west, straight down the ridge. See that airport? Yeah, remember where he's...
That's west? That's west.
West, yes. That's our goal, is west. We're basically going to be flying down this ridge to the west.
Very difficult time keeping in front of you.
Well, we're fighting a quarter headwind.
And making, you're going way faster than me. Well, this is pretty realistic. I mean, it feels like we're just creeping along, but we're doing pretty good. But this feels very hang gliding.
Can't even see the airport behind me where I see you back there.
You're at 7,000, I'm at 78.
So it reaches the top at about 7,600. I bail if you get to that and go for the gap. Most.
I make it to that ridge. Oh, yeah. I'm going down at 2,000 feet a minute. It's windy, windy.
Bad launch site either, because there's a road that goes right down into the valley off the front side too. Oh, big sinkhole, big stinking sinkhole. There's a nice big mountain peak just beyond this point. It's not quite. almost to the shoulder. I'm going to hit it probably at least halfway down.
Without thermals, I haven't heard of thermal today. It's just too windy. It's got to be ridge.
Jesus, this thing should be good. Been getting above tree line. 8,100. Just hanging out in front of this mountain. Climbing still. 1,200 feet in there. I was at the trees.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go down this steady.
Cool. Looks that jump. Almost slow. Trouble is, from this point, it's all ridge, just a little bit of snow cap. All the way down to the ridge, which is the degrees below the curvature.
What's the ground elevation?
Nice approach. Shit.
Oh, I can see
it
you now.
outside.
I can see your LODs are now in my range.
Come in real hot behind me. Slow down. Head out towards the runway. You can make quite the turn, but you're pretty much straight into the wind. You're looking at the windsock, aren't you? And on the runway. Oh, and here comes a jet on your right. You're about to get hit by a jet. Just missed you, man.
Well, there you have it. This is what we've done so far. We'll get back into making adventure videos now that we have some level of ability to fly in the Microsoft Simulator. And in that way, that allows us to take you with us on our adventures. We get to have some fun, test our models, change as we go, and you can follow our progress and watch us by subscribing to the channel. We will do a series of videos on all our apps and packages so that when we do release a beta version, we will have the instructional information available to those who want to become beta testers. Do you want to be a beta tester? You just need to be able to run Microsoft 2020 and have a high tolerance to working through bugs and issues, and have the willingness to communicate those issues back to us to make the process work faster. Just add a comment below or send us an email at thehangglidingfiles@gmail.com. Once we're satisfied with our beta testing, we will release everything you have seen or will see in future videos to the public. Hope we see you out there in the flying world soon. Later.